Yeah, I echo my brother's sentiments there. We came out of lockdown. I was in the red zone at Kingswood for about 5 months, so I didn't travel much more than, say, 5 kilometres. And Penrith, right next door, was all right. So what happened was the churches, there was a, back in December last year, the government took off the mandates regarding lockdowns for the unvaccinated. And then it was another 2 or 3 weeks later before they took off the mandates for the vaccinated. We can move freely through Sydney or whatever, right? So what happened in the meantime was, which makes me quite angry, I'm still angry, I'm getting over it, but it's still, like my brother was saying, it's quite distressing when you think about it. My home church opened up, I think it was the 15th of December last year, just for the vaccinated only. Now that was pretty upsetting because we talked to people and said, well, I said, that means you wouldn't be Alan White or Jesus himself in the church. Because I'm pretty sure that Jesus would be anti-vax, and his text in the Bible talks about pharmakia and sorcery in Revelation. So I echo my brother, I'm distressed, I've been trying to find my way back to the church. We had all this lockdowns, and I'm very angry with the church, righteous anger, if you like to call it, the church and the conference and stuff like that's going on in our church. Some of the stuff that's going on, Emmanuel touches on quite often on this, and he gets, what happens with the conference, they'll always attack the messenger, not the message. They can't answer the message when it's coming from their own mouths, their own publications, what's going on with the apostasy going on in the church. So they'll attack someone, and they've got people defending these so-called rock stars in the church for what they've been saying regarding the jab and all this sort of stuff. So I very much echo my brother's sentiments. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know if there's any, somebody can tell me if there's other churches, independent churches that are more on the wavelength that we are in here. But I thank you, brother, for that. You brought me up to the podium regarding the God bless everybody, amen.
Amen.
Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Good morning.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.
Okay. So with my story, I grew up as a Catholic. My darling father, my dad, he was a devout Catholic. This is in New Zealand. And I remember one day, I was about 10 years old, and we always listened to the radio on Sundays, go to church, have breakfast, listen to the radio, go to church. And my dad rolled his tobacco and he goes, Ruth, he says, you know, you need to remember this. There's only one true church on this earth. Ruth, it happens to be the Catholic Church. Never forget that. And I didn't until I was about 30 years old. But what in the meantime I used to do was to go up to Waikimete Cemetery, and I used to talk to my Swiss grandmother lots and lots of times, and thinking, because I believed with my heart she was my guardian angel. And then when I come to live in Australia, I did the same when I flew back to New Zealand, take Mum and Dad's car, go up to Waikimete Cemetery, sit there and talk to my Swiss grandmother because I loved her dearly. Anyway, when I was 30 years old, I heard about this message, the Seventh-day Adventist message about the state of the dead. But it's a little bit, I'm just moving forward here. And I came into that message quite, I wasn't sure. I was very sceptical greatly because of my father telling me there's only one true church on this planet, and that happens to be the Catholic Church. Anyway, moving forward, what happened was I came into this wonderful, beautiful message which changed my life completely, and that happened to be the state of the dead. Because I used to always believe, I was told by the priests and so forth, if you don't do the right thing, you're going to burn in hell forever. And I was very afraid of that. When I learned about the message on the state of the dead, completely different. I thought, wow, this is amazing. It was like a ton of bricks lifted off my shoulder. I accepted it. I thought, wow, my moiety, she can't actually hear me. She can't see me. She's asleep in the grave, waiting for the Lord to come back. So I used to fly back to New Zealand, borrow my parents' car, go up to Waikamiri Cemetery, sit there, cry my eyes out, but I'd be talking to Jesus. I say, Lord, one day, will I be able to see my moiety? And I never talked to her again. And because of this particular message, and there was many other things as well, and with my heart and soul, I loved, and I still do, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I love the message. Unfortunately, most of us here today believe, and I do believe, that all of the apostasy is going on within our beloved church. And it is so critical that we do spread the message. And my darling sister over here, Rachel, who does a lot of good work for the Lord, and giving out the great controversies and desire of ages and so forth. And then one day I'm at Word, I'll just quickly tell you this little story too, and I went into a new job. After 18 years I was in a previous job and they made me redundant. 6 days later I said, Lord, who's going to hire me at my age now? You know, I still need to work. Anyway, 6 days later the Lord put me into this new job that I'm currently in. So I'm working in the Fairfield area, and there's a lot of ethnic folk there. And I said, Lord, what can I do for you? Anyway, I thought came to my mind, we'll give out the Sunday law. So I said, at lunchtime, you know, I have an hour for lunch. I'm only a few minutes from the nature centre here in Fairfield. So I get my satchel, and I put the Sunday laws in and steps to Christ. So I'm walking up and down the street and I said, Lord, okay, so who do I get first? who do I? And the Lord says, well, there are people there around there, you go and start giving them out to the folk there. So when I'm walking past and smiling to the folk, and then I said, would you like this? Would you like this book? And a lot of them, although they were ethnic, they were still very kind people, and they accepted it. Anyway, there's these other people sitting down, and so I went up to them and I started up a conversation. For me, I'll start up a conversation with folk, and then I'll hand them something. And then I was very brazen, because I said, oh, why don't I take a photo? Right, you know, may I take a photo of us? Now, you know what? If someone came up to you, a stranger you've never met in your life, and said, can I take a photo of you and his book? What would you say? No. Right, but these folk did. Right, because I thought, you know, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go and give a testimony. I'm going back to our darling church there. Get the phone call read up so that we'll all do it. Everyone that's ever done that is my sister over here that I met not so long ago. And so I used to go around on my own, giving out the message, giving out books and so forth. And it is wonderful when we do that. And the Lord, I am a bit afraid, yes, I'll admit that, because I know what's coming soon. And as our folk here say, you know, we've only got a very short period of time before who knows what's going to happen with this COP27 right now happening in Egypt. And, you know, praising the sun worship, you know, the earth, you know, the climate agenda. So, but I no longer, I hate with a passion now, not the people in the Roman Church, but the system, which is completely satanic. And I do hope with my dear heart and soul that the Lord will allow me to see my father in peace, or my daddy in peace one day. You know, God willing, never mind, that's up to the Lord to decide that. All right, thank you so much.
Lots, 500 books, great controversy. And then I took it up with me back home in the country, and then I was praying, oh Lord, what am I going to do with these books? Because there's a lot of oldies there, you know, and they don't do such like things that I like to do, take books out. So I was praying and I asked God, Lord, please help me. So there was a Commonwealth too at that year, I don't know if you remember, up in Gold Coast. And I thought maybe this is the right time to take these books because there's a lot of people around. So I was like, Lord, who's going to go with me? And I was praying and asking God, who's going to help me out to take these books with me? So I prayed, and randomly I just rang up a friend of mine up in Ipswich, Queensland. And I asked her that I got these books, and she's a co-porter too. So she said, don't worry, just come home with those books. And little did I know, she already organized, when I went there, she organized like nearly 1,000 of people. So we stayed for the Sabbath school, and after Sabbath school we went up to the Commonwealth where the games with Gold Coast. And I just want to thank God that, like, even though I was by myself, but God provides all these things that we couldn't provide, for His work. So I just want to take this time to thank God for that. And I want to thank God for bringing Tina along with me today. I didn't invite her because I just got a lot of things, but I just wanted her to come and stand Sabbath this morning. Thank you.
Thus would I go on missions of mercy, following Christ from day unto day,
cheering the faint and raising the fallen,
pointing the lost to Jesus the way, growing afar.